And we're back. This is Spaztique.
Hi, I'm Stevo. And I've been drinking a little more since we last encountered in our 15 minutes.
And I've gotten popcorn. Actual popcorn this time.
What? Are people in the chat being all like, what the heck is with this popcorn? What's the deal with popcorn? It's airline food, but it's also movie food.
What's up with that? Real laughter.
Anyway, we're continuing this fic, and we're only on the second chapter so far. But we should tell you how we are with this. Like, this is only the second chapter, and I'm already getting pretty slammed. And Spaz, how's your mind?
Going fine, except this is part 5. We're almost 2 hours in. And we're not even... Well, we're getting close to Gensoku-related stuff. It's gonna get weird in a moment. So, popcorn to you, since I think I finished off the last chapter.
Alright, light entered his vision, and a wood roof came into focus. Whole body slowly began to ache and the pulse with pain from the night before. But his head seemed to be healing.
Past tense.
Using his arm, he pushed himself up into a sitting position.
Past tense.
Looking down, the boy notices that his lower body now rests within a kotatsu.
Present tense.
He noticed that his head was heavily bandaged and had stopped bleeding.
Past tense.
The wood house he is in has an open front, and looking out to his left, he could see the most beautiful sunrise he had ever laid his eyes upon. If he had before.
Present tense!
How does one use the tense?
Like, yeah, that's a problem we've been noticing starting this chapter, is that he just threw the concept of style out the window. Because not only did he change perspective this chapter, he's just jumping between present and past tense.
Well, here's a fast and easy rule to tell what tense it's in. If it usually ends in ED, it's in past tense. If it ends in ES, it's in present tense. Stick to one of them. Unless it, it requires it, let's see. There's opening the door he ran inside doesn't make sense because it implies he ran into the door while opening it. But he opened the door and runs inside implies that he opened the door previously and is now running inside. Or he can do, he opened the door and ran inside, which is both past, or he opens the door and runs inside, which are both present. You can go from past to present, present to present, past to past, but never present to past.
Anyway.
What's future tense?
I will tell you what future tense is outside of the recording. The landscape that presents itself as an expansive pine tree forest. Does Japan even have pine tree forests?
Well, I wouldn't say forests per se, unless it's for lumber, but I did my research. There are pine trees in Japan. The red pine, the Pinus densiflora, also known as an akamatsu.
my penis is densiflora too.
I think.
Well, oh my!
I'm guessing that's like the hillside parking lot in Tokyo.
That's let's see. That's spread across the broad Ashen Mountain surface.
Oh yes, but one small detail I left out until after that sentence played out. Red pines are mostly ornamental, like cherry trees. If you have a forest of these red pines, it's basically the equivalent of a forest of sakura trees or cherry trees. It works in a supernatural setting like the Netherworld, but if this is supposed to take place in a non-supernatural setting, i.e. a natural setting, it's just off.
Down below, a town was bustling, and it was filled with granite stone buildings and chestnut-colored wood roofs. Over all these beauties, a glorious and kingly sun, blooming like a daffodil in the springtime, a relic of 2 seasons ago. "You'll hurt yourself if you move too quickly," a female voice comes from deeper within the house. "I wouldn't want to have to fix you up more than I already have.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Turning his head and eyes towards the source, he sees a black-haired girl dressed in red and white priestess clothes holding a wooden tray and 2 cups of hot tea. We got the Toho!
And we got the tea at the Hakre Shrine scene. Check.
Yeah, we got that off the checklist. She kneeled to his left and placed the tray on top of the kotats while settling herself inside. The girl then takes a cup and the boy follows suit. After taking a sip, she looks at you, and now we're going with second person perspective.
Holy crap, I did not even notice that.
I didn't notice that until right now. So she asks you, the reader, with a casual expression asks, "What's your name, and what are you doing in the yokai forest?" No end quotation mark, but... Oh, hey Reimu, my name is StevotheHuman, and I don't know what I'm doing in the yokai forest, even though I'm not at the yokai forest, I'm at home. But I'm StevotheHuman, I'm 24, I'm a very eligible bachelor, and
Ooh.
I like wine and... I like... Yeah, long walks on the beach, or long walks just about anywhere. And I like bad movies, and and I like getting drunk. Anyway.
Oh, I know this person that's perfect for you. Her name is Ibuki Suika.
Oh boy. Anyway. So is Reimu gonna stop staring at me? The boy starts to quietly speak, but suddenly hesitates because he doesn't know if Reimu is speaking to him or to the reader. To you. Had he forgotten his own name? No, that's impossible. But no matter how hard he tries, the boy can't remember his own name or where he came from.
Amnesia cliche.
Yeah,
I
I need to check. How cliche exactly is Amnesia? The main character having amnesia after being gapped specifically. I mean, I've seen the Gappy for...
No.
It happens quite a lot. I have to check Random Numbers' definitive guide to Gappy cliches. But
I know that interesting point how the Reimu speaking to you part is. It's like she's trying to compensate you for reading this crap.
But anyway, I've seen the Gappy forgetting how he got there, but him forgetting his own name, I'm not so sure.
But remember, Stevo, he's not a Gappy, he's different. Also, I just realized something previously. Oh, what was that? Well, I was gonna say, the guy woke up in Gensokyo with no memory of what happened twice in this fic. First he waked up and then was attacked by the Oni, and now he woke up in Reimu's place with no idea of how he got there either.
Oh boy.
A Gappy fic checklist. Ooh, I want to apply that checklist to Never-Ending Story sometime.
It's amnesiaception. Wow.
Ow.
Also, he hesitates because he's waiting for the player to input their name.
Oh right.
Let's just
My name is Dick Hole. Enter.
Okay.
Why am I laughing so much at this?
your last name is.
Okay, let's see. K L Q.
Popcorn.
I don't
popcorn,
know, he
please.
finally
Popcorn?
says. Nice to meet you, I don't know. Let's see. Confusion sprouts on the girl's face, and she doesn't quite know how to respond at first. He must have suffered a more serious concussion than I thought. He should be safe during the day. Let's see. Hey, do you see that town right in the middle of those mountains? She says, while standing the boy up and pointing in the direction of the small district. Yeah, he says. I want you to go down there and ask the doctor to check you out. Clear? Never mind how she could have, brought you there immediately after you're knocked out, or somehow make a house call, or the fact that you're asking someone with amnesia to trek across a dangerous fantasy world. Isn't that dangerous? See, even the amnesiac agrees with me. As long as you don't follow the path, the worst that could happen. As long as you follow the path, the worst that can. There's no commas there. The worst that can happen is a prank or two from some fairies, she said to the amnesiac. Now I'm wondering if they both have it. Fairies? What are those?
So our star student back at his Japanese what? Our star student back at his Japanese exchange school doesn't know what a fairy is. My 2-year-old niece knows what a fairy is. My dog knows what a fairy is. Hell, Chirno knows what a fairy is. We all know how much of an idiot she is.
Hey, Stevo, don't say that about my waifu. Wait, what?
This is why I don't believe for a moment that this character is intelligent. No word on determined, because he did run in and try to stab Anoni with just a knife. So I think he's down with that part, but not intelligent at all.
And also, we have the character asking what an obvious folk creature is to another character. Fairies, what are those? Not that important. Now, go along now.
I don't care that you don't know what a fairy is. I still have to treat you like a genius, because you're at the Hakare Hotel.
Where you wake
The girl says as she pushes you outside.
Again with the you. Oh crap, I'm being pushed outside. Help, someone. Ah!
Tell him Reimu Hakare sent you. Yes, tell him Reimu Hakare, guardian against Sokyo, sent you and didn't bother to come with you to keep you, the amnesiac, safe. Okay, he shouts back.
Sorry, I'm not at my computer right now. Reimu has pushed me outside. Let me come back in.
What the hell is this? A redirect's character story? Yes.
Anyway, you want to finish that chapter?
Yes. As Reimu turns away, she feels a pulse of energy coming from the boy, and she looks back to see a dark crystal hanging from his neck, swinging in the air. Where did he get that? She says to herself.
So, now we have the chapter where our author fights Rumia the Oni. Oh, whatever, I need to stop that. And spends his first night at the Hakare Shrine, where he gets tea and shit. What do you think so far, Spaz?
Let's see. Foreigner with an entitled attitude towards privileged lifestyle, gets whisked away to Japan, gets into a fight with yokai-type creature and survives, gets sent to the Hakare Shrine to recover, and has a magic crystal that will likely mean he's the chosen one. Now, don't get me wrong, but as part of the duo that coined the term Gappy, having ripped about 5 riffs like these now, like more than 5, and having personally made a 4-hour cartoon on the subject, I might, just maybe, suspect your character might be possibly a blatant Gappy. And don't get me wrong, your character wasn't necessarily gapped over by Yukari, but there's still an obvious formula. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and gets knocked out by a Japanese folk beast and does remember it's in a fantasy land like a duck, it's very likely a duck.
And the Irish have been making Gappy stories before Toho even existed, so...
The Irish? Like, where did they get Gap to then?
Tirnanog.
Oh, Tirnanog? Is that like a place that isn't a shithole?
Guys, I'm having this feeling.
What?
My Chino lover's senses are tingling, and they're telling me that they are deliberately making Gappy fics so they'll be deliberately ripped by you guys. Kind of like how people make deliberately bad fan creepypastas, so some creepypasta reading guy will read them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. But I have a feeling this guy was in earnest, you know?
Yeah, this doesn't feel deliberately bad. Feels
Does
like
he recognize the importance of that, Stevo?
What?
Of being earnest?
Ha
I get
ha
it.
ha ha.
What does
I feel
Sorry.
like Poe's
What the-
law is in full effect. You can't tell what's
Same.
in earnest and what is just. My
Well,
God.
if it has that character in it, of course it's about Ernest.
Life is fair. Life is earnest. When you're cold, turn on the furnace.
so what does earnest mean?
Sincere.
Oh. okay.
Anyway,
I'm
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I think. He's
Are
trying
we
to
still
do.
recording?
That was
We're
just
still
an
recording.
incredibly loud face palm that was
Oh,
close
alright.
to the mic.
I don't
God.
have much else to say.
Distracted.
all right. So should we pause the recording here and get ready for the final bit?
Third. Yes.
Alright.
The final bit, sure.
All right.
Makes it sound so epic. Anyway, see you in the next part.
See you then.